Welcome to Saw Tackle for another video, actually from the shop itself in, well, not quite finished yet, but our new studio here at the back of Saw Tackle up in the starting to refurbish office. Anyway, time to talk about hooks, and in specific hooks being the Hayabusa range. Hayabusa range is something we've actually had around ourselves and was one of the instigators of actually bringing them across into the UK quite some years ago actually. And things have moved on. We're not actually an accredited Hayabusa stockist. We actually work directly with Hayabusa now. We've been working directly with Hayabusa for probably about 12 months, maybe a bit longer, working on things behind the scenes to get them more out into the open, expand the range. I've got a few people that are working alongside us and looking at different things. So yeah, just a bit of an introduction of what we're doing. And so obviously we just had a big delivery of Hayabusa in. Now we're pushing forwards a little bit behind schedule, but one thing or another, we're working with it, and some of the brand ambassadors will be working behind the scenes and stuff. So yeah, Hayabusa hooks, maybe a little bit of a matchman's secret in some respects. There's quite a lot of the top lads I know out there that absolutely swear by Hayabusa. And on the sort of, shall we say, on the club angler, pleasure angler scene, they're probably not really known about yet. What's so good about them? Japanese quality, made over in Japan, Japanese steel. They're just, for the gauge of wire in the finer sizes, just unbelievably strong, exceptionally sharp. You seem to be able to catch quite a few fish on them, and they stay sharp, whereas we've found some brands that have been around forever and a day, not going to mention any names, but been around for a while. The wire don't seem to be as good anymore, they seem to blunt, especially when you're like with the cells out on the saw, tend to fish for a lot for perch and eels and things like that. You tend to find that the hooks can blunt really quickly. So the Hayabusa seems to be pretty damn bulletproof, to be fair. There's a massive range. I couldn't believe the size of the range once I sort of approached by Hayabusa to work with them directly. They give me access to full range, and it's sort of, wow, where do we start with this? With such a vast range of hooks. Obviously Hayabusa has been around for actually a long time. I think they're sort of more over in Europe. They're extremely well known on the saltwater side of things, and fly fishing as well. So yeah, we initially started on one particular sort of pattern of hooks, which is the 1-to-8s, which a lot of people know. Nice sort of medium shank round blend hook, sort of size 19s, which we've got here, being extremely popular for hemp anglers. We sold loads and loads of these in sort of 19s and 18s, which people that fish the Magic Seed use an awful lot. There just seemed to be a bit of a Ronseal hook, round bend, as I say, fairly long shank. We do them in ranges from sort of 14 down to 24s. Obviously the black nickels, which are very popular, and then there's the nickels, lighter nickels, for bread fishing. A few people do for that. Some people particularly like nickels full stop. So that's one of them, and then another range that we were working on within our team, with the Loughborough team, was the 157s, which are, it seems to be a few almost copies of them. The 157s have been around, a fairly short shank, quite wide gate with a big tin point, unbelievably sharp, and generally, what as we were saying as a team, it's sort of when they're on, they ain't getting off them hooks. They're just incredible. Last year we were working with Hayabusa because the range was realistically only sort of what we were originally bringing over, sort of 14s and 16s and 18s. Now got them down to 22s, which we've actually found absolutely brilliant for fishing on the canals with a little bit of worm after perch. We were using them down on the practice on the Gloucester and stuff like that. They're just brilliant, absolutely fun. I love them. These are a 16. So for sort of flat float fishing, stuff like that, or you just anything sort of big breams. I know one of our team members, Lockie, he absolutely loves them for his bream fishing on the feeder. So they're a nice hook. 122s, which are sort of a shortish shank round bend, quite a thick wire. There's quite a strong following on those for feeder fishing as well. So another sort of, they're just a really strong hook. Tend to send quite a lot over to people that are going over to island fishing. Found that there was something load out to I think there was the Fishing the Feeder Championships internationally last year. Quite a few of them went over to the lads that were fishing on that. 220s, they're an interesting hook. They're again sort of a semi-crystal bend with a sort of a flattish bottom. I quite like them for bream fishing actually. They're quite fine wire but unbelievably strong. So that's another pattern, and a pattern that I'd not actually seen before. I think they've been over here. Anyway, we're sort of always trying to find a really fine wire that's stupidly strong. That's sort of on a traditional sort of size. So the 197s, which is sort of, these are sort of a new pattern to me that we've been playing around with. And I won't say, like I said, I've not seen them up until lately. They're again not quite a round bend, not quite a crystal bend, really fine wire. They've just sent me some more over actually in a size 20. I think they're going to be exceptional for pinky fishing. They're quite long shanked, so they should fit with fishing pinkies for small fish, or maybe even speed fishing on the whip on sort of the let's say the 16s, which you've sent over to me as well. Should be quick unhooking. They seem again strong. They've got a little bit of spring into them, but it's very difficult to open them up. So I'm quite looking forward to doing a bit more work on those. 194s, which is probably maybe one of my most favourite hooks actually. I love the 194s. I use them a lot for punch fishing actually. Again, sort of a medium shank, nice fine wire, nice hooks. So yeah, it's kind of a very brief introduction into what we're doing with Hayabusa. So there's more in the range that we're working on, playing around with. So you'll see. So you'll see obviously we've kept the mainstay ones that we've been working on for the last probably 4 or 5 years, maybe, well, no, longer than that actually, probably 7 or 8 years really, if I logically think about it. If you want to ask us any questions about them, then do. So the most popular ones to start with, if you want to get an idea of what they're like, depending on what sort of style of fishing you do, the 128, like I say, is a bit of an all-round. It'll do just about anything. And if you're a club angler, don't just think these are for your sort of competition hooks. I think the people that I've been out and done on my sort of experience days and coaching days have been absolutely like, wow, they're just something else, they are. Fair enough, you've got time with yourself. Predominantly the stuff we're keeping over are spade end, although I have had some samples sent over, some 147s in the sample, which are a bit like 122s, but these are eyed. We're looking at a range going towards sort of specimen range in the sort of barbel, carp, river barbel fishing, turned in big point. The eye's quite wide on them, so you should be good for putting the line through twice and doing your knotless knots and things like that. So that's something we're working on those, and there is some others on the eyed range. I know we've been asked about barbless as well. Barbless is kind of something don't really do. There is a small amount on that size, but again, Hayabusa are sort of interested in that sort of on that sort of thing over here in the UK, because obviously it's a big market on the commercial side. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. You'll be able to find it all available on our website. So obviously you go sawtackle.co.uk. From there, in the coarse fishing side of it, obviously click on Hayabusa, you'll see what we've got. The range from sort of £3 to just over £3. Get 15 hooks per pack, so you get more than a lot of them. So it works out good value for money. What else can I say? Just if you've not tried them, just give them a go, because they're just absolutely awesome. And say that we'll be expanding the range. Not massive, but we'll be, because there is a huge range, we'll be keeping it relevant to what is sort of UK relevant. That's it. All right, so yeah, any comments or anything like that, drop them in below in the comments. Don't forget to usual thing, like and share. Follow what we're doing. Follow Hayabusa. There'll be more to come. Obviously quite a bit of it is based overseas, but there will be a big contingency coming along based around the UK. So see you all soon, guys. Bye bye.